Okay, so this is interesting and something I've seen quite a bit of. Sil here, a regular viewer and listener of the channel, appreciate you. Kara Lawson, Duke is getting beat up by non-ranked teams this year with a 3-3 record. Should we be worried? And that is in reference to Team USA. That's kind of been the sentiment I've seen out there. Duke struggles, therefore the wrong coach hire was made for Team USA by Sue Bird. If you're unaware, Sue Bird, now the managing director of USA Basketball, and Kara Lawson, now the head coach of USA Basketball.
Almost immediately, the murmurs began low at first, then swelling into a roar that nobody could ignore. A coach, coming off a tumultuous college season, had been handed the crown jewel of basketball leadership, Team USA. And this wasn't just any roster. This was the team that included Caitlin Clark, the sport's brightest, most untouchable star. The stakes? Colossal. The scrutiny? Merciless. And fans online? They erupted. Social feeds, forums, and comment sections became battlefields, every post a demand, every tweet a verdict. The question hanging over everyone's head was simple and terrifying. Was this a disaster in slow motion? The fury wasn't just about Duke's rocky record. It was a raw, primal fear about the future of American basketball itself. About what would happen if the nation's most precious star faltered under the unbearable weight of expectation. This storm of outrage didn't simmer. It went viral, igniting a debate that cast a dark, relentless shadow over the upcoming Olympic cycle. Every training camp update, every subtle move was scrutinized. The wave of doubt grew unstoppable, leaving an unmistakable truth. No one could look away.
To ranked teams, but South Florida is a loss as well. West Virginia is a loss as well. So not a great start for Duke. But here's the reason I push back a little bit. Because college coaching to me, a lot of times is just so much more about recruiting than it is about actual coaching. It's about the talent that you have on your team. And I don't know, enough. Let me first of all say I haven't watched enough Duke to say like what the coaching pros and cons have been.
Let's face it, Duke's shocking 3-3 start wasn't just a stumble. It was a spark thrown onto dry kindling. Unexpected, jaw-dropping losses to unranked teams like South Florida and West Virginia sent critics into overdrive. Every headline, every social media post seemed to scream the same question. How could Kara Lawson, freshly crowned as head coach of the most dominant basketball team in the world, emerge from such a chaotic, shaky college season unscathed? The story took shape almost instantly, and it was merciless. A coach struggling to find footing at the collegiate level suddenly thrust into the global spotlight? The narrative wrote itself. She couldn't possibly handle the elite, superstar-laden roster of Team USA. This wasn't just about wins and losses. It was a full-blown judgment of her ability to command the world stage. Panic rippled through fans and analysts alike, igniting a deep, almost tangible fear. Had the era of American basketball supremacy just entered its most vulnerable chapter yet?
If it wasn't for Kara Lawson, I wouldn't be thinking about Duke at all. But here's the real truth of it. She doesn't have to recruit for Team USA. So any of what I just said is irrelevant, right? Because we already know the roster and talent. So this is about whether she can coach it. And I doubt Sue Bird makes a choice like that without the confidence in Kara Lawson. And I think, there's a level of respect that she's garnered and gained throughout her career. And just take a look at the roster for a second. Here's the Team USA roster for the training camp. This isn't the Olympic.
But not everyone was ready to surrender to the panic. A cadre of experts and insiders immediately pushed back, cutting through the noise with the truth that the online frenzy seemed desperate to overlook. College coaching and professional coaching are worlds apart. In the collegiate arena, brilliance on the sidelines often takes a backseat to an unrelenting, year-round grind, recruiting, shaping raw talent, navigating politics. The invisible machinery that wins games long before tip-off. At the professional level, everything changes. The roster isn't built from scratch. The talent is already there, already elite. Your job becomes something entirely different, managing personalities, maximizing genius, and turning superstars into a cohesive, unstoppable force. Yet, in the wildfire of online outrage, this critical distinction was being drowned out. Misconceptions piled on misconceptions, masking Kara Lawson's true abilities beneath a veil of hysteria. The real question, the one no one seemed to ask, was hauntingly simple. Had the world gotten so caught up in panic that it completely missed what really matters in coaching at the highest level?
for the national team, and you can see it's superstar laden. One thing that's super interesting is Caitlin Clark wearing 17, because you're so used to her wearing 22 that it stands out when you see she's got a different number. But I've said for a while, I think this 28 team, we're only coming up on 2026, so there's a little bit of time before the Olympics. But this 28 team is going to be a bit of a dream team, I think. Not quite the same. I don't want to oversell it, because there was such a spectacle to the 92 Barcelona team that went there, because the pros for the first time and magic.
You have to understand the gravity of the people making these decisions. The managing director of USA Basketball isn't someone who acts on impulse. Every choice is measured, every move deliberate. Handing Kara Lawson the reins of Team USA wasn't a hasty gamble. It was a decision made with eyes wide open, based on years of careful evaluation. To claim this was triggered by a handful of shaky college games is to completely miss the depth of the process. Lawson has earned unquestioned respect at every level of the sport. Her career is a roadmap of excellence, her leadership trusted by the most elite figures in basketball. This wasn't desperation. It was strategy. A carefully plotted move, backed by unwavering confidence in her vision and tactical genius. Yet, the public outcry seemed intent on erasing decades of proven experience, fixating instead on minor stumbles. And then there's Caitlin Clark. Not just a player, but a cultural phenomenon, a basketball icon whose presence changes everything. Alongside young superstars like Paige Buchers and Juju Watkins, and alongside veterans still in their prime, the roster is a breathless mix of raw talent and seasoned dominance. Clark's inclusion, now wearing the number 17 instead of her signature 22, amplified scrutiny exponentially. Suddenly, Kara Lawson wasn't coaching in private. She was under a microscope, every interaction with Clark dissected, every minor misstep destined for instant viral attention. This is a changing of the guard, a shift toward dynamic, electrifying guards led by Clark. The hype was everywhere.